What's wrong with you people?
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Entitled Parents, where private property is a foreign concept, just like in communism. Stick around and let's see what those entitled parents are up to today. A 5-year-old has to have my $600 fountain pen. So I collect fountain pens, some of which are very beautiful, rare and expensive. A significant amount of my collection though is cheap Chinese knockoff pens that I have for inking dozens or even hundreds of inks at once, but I mostly keep them to give away to people who are interested in dipping their toes in the hobby. They're certainly not bad pens, but nothing like my nicer ones and not as extravagant looking. I used to work at an extended day camp over the summers and I'm still friends with the people I worked with there. Next to the classroom building is a park with a playground, which is technically a public park, but I've never seen anyone but people related to the school use it. At the end of the day, when parents are picking up their kids, we'd bring the kids to the playground to wait for their parents. Last week, I went to pick up my friend who worked there and hang around with her at the playground because there was one last little girl, 5-ish-year-old I think, there whose mom was a bit late. She seemed really sweet and interested in my stuff, so I showed her my pen collection and she asked politely to try one. I was happy to show her how to use one of my cheapy pens and she was very gentle and patient with it, so I told if her mother gave permission, she could pick out a cheapy to keep. Eventually her mom showed up with another mom and another 5-ish-year-old girl, and she immediately ran to her mom and started excitedly telling her about the pens, and her mom said she could have one, so she ran back and carefully picked one out. While she was happy showing her mom, I heard the other mom telling her kid, "Go ahead and pick one." The other little girl came up and immediately pointed at one of my admittedly very colorful and sparkly, expensive pens and said, "I like this one, please." She was never pushy during the whole incident, so I can't fault the child. The mom though. So I started explaining to her that was my personal collection and if I could show her how to use one of the cheapies and if she was nice to it, I would let her pick one of those. She seemed to understand and just said okay, but then her mom interrupted and said, "Excuse me, you let the other girl pick whatever she wanted, you have to let mine choose." So I start to explain again that this is like a $600 pen, and she angrily said, "No, that's the one she picked, so you have to give it to her." I like to say that I had some kind of repartee with her where I showed her how dumb she is, like some of you post, but I was just dumbfounded and could only stare at her in shock for a second. My brain was like pens in danger, so I zipped up my case, packed it in my bag and started walking away to get my friend and go. This lady is getting upset and trying to stop me the whole time I'm walking away, but I didn't say another word to her as we left. I feel bad about her kid, who really wasn't that bad, but then again no one needs a fountain pen, except me, obviously. Wow, so imagine this, I mean the little kid that's 5-year-old could understand that guy didn't want to part with his $600 pen. The kid understand that's an expensive pen and she was okay with choosing one of the cheaper ones, but then her mother didn't understand that, so the parent that's educating the kid did not understand that a guy might not want to part with a $600 pen from his collection. Wow. Anyway, on to the next story. Give me a cat. Quick backstory. This happened a couple of months ago. Our previous cat had died, rest in peace Velvet, and it had been a couple of months since we had a furry friend in the house. We went to a cat shelter we liked to get our new bean, That's where this story takes place. Cast: me, husband, entitled mother / Karen, entitled kid, and entitled kid 2. Cat lady and elderberry. Onto the story. Husband and I were talking with cat lady doing the normal adoption stuff when the entitled kids came up to me, the one holding the cat, and asked to pet her. I said yes, just don't hurt her since she's defensive, but they began vigorously petting elderberry. How do you vigorously pet a cat? So she bit entitled kid 1 on the hand. They both ran away to their mom and I calmed her down. Then entitled mother came up. Entitled mother: your cat bit my child's hand. Me: I told them not to hurt her, they pet her too hard and she retaliated. Entitled kid 1: Mommy, I want the cat. Entitled mother: give us the cat, it's not even yours. Okay, so let's pause for a second, guys. What kind of logic is that? I mean, cat bites your kid and you want to buy that cat. You want to adopt that specific cat that just hurt your kid. Like, I'm not gonna have my kid be afraid of no cat. No, I'm gonna force my kid to live with that cat. He'll grow up with that cat. He'll grow out of his fears of cats. He'll learn to be a man. I can only imagine that was in Karen's mind at the time. Me: we were in the middle of adopting her. We're not gonna stop that to give it to someone who hurt her. Entitled mother: she wasn't hurt, just feral. I've dealt with feral cats before, it's not gonna be a problem. Elderberry is meowing now and she's very loud since she's deaf. Entitled kid: shut the cat up, it's too loud. Me: she's deaf, she doesn't know how loud she is. Entitled kid 2: then it should be put down. Cat lady: miss, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Entitled mother: oh, here it comes, here it comes. Let me speak to your manager. Cat lady: I'm the owner. Entitled mother: then give me a cat since these feral creatures of yours assaulted my baby. So again, a cat assaulted my baby, so I want a cat for my baby. Lady, are you trying to kill your kids? Are you trying to get rid of your kids? Cat lady: she was responding naturally. Entitled mother: for a feral creature, yes. Cat lady: please leave before I call the cops. Entitled mother: I'm gonna go to the police station and we have them arrest you. Luckily, she thought going to the police instead of calling them would be a good idea, since that got her out of the place. Husband: she was crazy, what are you gonna do about the police? Cat lady: oh, she's done that a couple of times, nothing ever happened, nothing to worry about. I gave cat lady a hug, don't worry, we're friends, before we left with elderberry. Husband and I laughed about it in the car on the way and she was very happy with her new home. Oh, and at the end it says, well, the OP says that she was going to post some cat pictures, but it seems that elderberry is very camera shy, so OP wasn't able to take any picture of her. But we can only imagine that's probably an adorable cat. But I want it now! Okay, the title is a little bit misleading, but you're gonna love this story. So, this summer and last summer I was working on an internship in my family company. We do shipping. When this happened, it was my first day there and I had no idea what to do except for clean the bathrooms, empty offices, and pick up trash. Now, my supervisor was gone, so another person took the role, and that's when the doo-doo hit the fan. She had brought her 5-year-old, and for the most part, he was playing some knockoff game of PlayerUnknown on his iPad. After a few hours, I came into the lobby for a lunch break where I was meeting some of my cousins who live nearby. So the kid is hungry and doesn't know who to ask for food, And of course, he asks me. I tell him there's a cafeteria nearby and he can go get a sandwich there if he wants. Then I live with my cousins and I go bowling for the afternoon. When I get back, the new supervisor is literally a steam engine. Like there are effing clouds coming out of her ears. The conversation went something like this. Me, entitled supervisor and parent, original supervisor and cousin. Entitled supervisor. Hi Opie, how was lunch? Saying through gritted teeth. Me, nervous. Good, how was yours? Entitled supervisor. Oh well, the funniest thing happened. Me, oh really? What happened? I knew what was coming. I just wanted to delay it. Titled supervisor. Well, my kid had nothing to eat. Like I said, steam engine. Me, and that's my problem because... Entitled supervisor. You should have given him money to buy food or food. Remember, you're on an internship. Original supervisor who walks into the lobby. What's going on in here? Entitled supervisor. He did not give my son food when he asked. Original supervisor. Why is that his problem? You should be responsible for your kid, not some 13-year-old kid. Face palms. Me, starting making a beeline for the staff-only door. Entitled supervisor. Where do you think you're going? I love using this as a comeback even when it isn't irrelevant. Me. I don't know, you tell me. And shuts the door and runs for the janitor closet. The situation dissolves and I come out of the closet and OS congratulates me for sticking up to the entitled supervisor and her stupid logic. Wow, you know who's responsible for this is those pesky millennials. Yeah, because they're not raising our kids like they're supposed to be. You know, teens these days, they're not doing anything. They're not feeding our kids, they're not raising our kids like they're supposed to. We have to do parenting instead of strangers. We have to raise our own kids. Alright guys, this one is a quickie, but you're gonna love it. Now the next story is not safe for work, so if you're listening to this at work, make sure you use your headphones. Although if you're at work, you probably already have your headphones on. Anyway, entitled parents bring their kid to an adult wedding. I had friends who were very sexually open and in a kinky relationship. All their friends and family knew. The couple decided that their wedding would be along those lines and made it super clear in their fancy wedding invitations that the event would be no kids allowed, 21 plus adults only, and people should wear sexy or kinky outfits, with the couple wearing basically fully leather and PVC outfits. Now, I would really love to see a picture of a bride and groom dressed in PVC leather outfits. Now, that would probably be the coolest thing ever. The couple even booked out a no minors bar for their wedding. There was nothing graphic, but the event was obviously not appropriate for kids. Now you guessed it, an entitled parent couple from the extended family tried to bring their little kid to the bar. The dad even made a scene when the bar's hostess wouldn't let them in. Apparently texted the bride-to-be throughout the event about how pissed they were. Two of the groomsmen had to help the bar staff escort the parents and kid off property. Oh my gosh, like, what's in the mind of those parents? Well, what are they thinking? You know, you can only imagine, like, yeah, I took my kid to a swinger party the other night and I was very disappointed with the place. First of all, they had no swings and they wouldn't let me in with my kid and it was really dark and the people there were kind of sketchy and I don't even think that was a kid appropriate place. I mean, come on, I'm gonna leave them a bad Yelp review. Anyway, guys, these are the stories for today, and if you like them and if you want to hear more entitled parents crazy stories, and if you think private property is private property, and if you're not a communist, click on the like and subscribe button below. Thank you and have a good day.